Hey guys, I'm Dan, professional filmmaker and part of Fuelcast, and today I'm going to talk to you about editing. So, what is editing? Well, editing software is this amazing tool that allows you to pull lots of different media together to create a film, to tell your story. And you can do that through cutting to different shots, different camera angles, or cutting to things like B-roll, or whatever you think is appropriate. You can also add in titles to intro a section, or subtitles to help people follow along with what you're saying. You can also use things like music. The rise and fall of different music tracks can really emphasize the story you're trying to tell. You can also bring in things like color. You can make it dark and moody, or bright and vibrant, depending on the story you're telling. But if all that sounds like a bit much, don't worry, we're gonna talk through this over the course of 3 videos, step by step, to help you feel confident in video editing. Because it's a great skill to have, definitely in this day and age. Anyway, let's go have a look. So, if we're going to do some editing, we're going to need some software. The one we're going to use today is called DaVinci Resolve. The main reason we're going to use it is because it's free. DaVinci Resolve is a professional editing software, but don't let that intimidate you. It's very accessible for beginners, as long as you know where to start. So, let's get started. So, first thing is we're going to need to install the software. So, we're going to need to get that offline. So, I'm going to open up Google Chrome, use anything you want. I'm going to type in DaVinci Resolve, and it's the first link on there, DaVinci Resolve 20. I'm going to open that. It's going to open up the website, and at the moment it's right there on the front page. It says free download now. There is a paid version of DaVinci that adds some extra features, but to be honest, for a beginner and intermediate filmmaker, a lot of them you don't need. So we're going to click free download, and I'm doing this on a Mac. This will also work on a PC, Mac OS, and then it will just ask you to sign up, put some details in, and then you'll download it. I've already got it downloaded, so I don't need to do that, but the process is very simple. It's just like installing any other kind of software. One thing to keep in mind is your system specs. Any of the M1 MacBooks will run DaVinci pretty proficiently. You can also run this on PC. Anything within the last 5 years will probably do it. The more powerful your computer, the better results you're going to get. But you can run DaVinci on some fairly low-level kit. Give it a go. It's free to download, so why not try? Great, so hopefully you've got that all downloaded. Let's open up the software. So I've already got DaVinci on my toolbar down the bottom here. Loads up pretty quick. And the first thing you will see when you open up the software is this file manager page. You can see all my past projects on here. We're going to open up a brand new fresh project with nothing on it to talk you guys through how to do that. So we go down here, click new project. Okay, so let's name it something. We'll call it 10min T for tutorial. Create that, and you'll be opened up with this page. Let's just go through the different pages we've got on DaVinci. So we have the media page, the cutting page, the edit page, the fusion page, the color page, the music page and sound page, and our deliver page, which is where we export everything. You might be asking yourself, why are there so many pages? Well, to be honest, it's just a way of managing your workflow when you're focusing on your project. I mostly stay on the edit page. I have never touched these first 2 when I've been editing with DaVinci. You can do most of the work in the edit page. So at the top here, we've got our media pool, where we can drag in all our clips that we've recorded. We've got down here all our effects that we can add to our different clips. And here we have the timeline, which, if you're old school, it's like the strip of film that you're chopping up and stitching together to create your final project. But this is a bit better than just film, because you can add different layers, make lots of different transitions between your clips, and we'll go through that in some of the later videos. Before you start putting anything in your project, it's good to tweak your project settings a little bit, just so you're set up for success. So down here, we've got this little cog that opens up our settings, and you want to make sure that your timeline resolution is correct for what you're wanting to export. So phones usually record in 1080p or 4K. Today we've been recording in 4K, so we're going to go to this Ultra HD setting here. And one little quirky thing about Macs is in the color management section, you want to change these two settings from Rec 709 to Rec 709A. That's just to do with something called color science, and if you're using a Mac, you want to make sure that it's using the correct color science, so when you come out of the back end, after you export, everything looks how you saw it. Alright, so this all might be quite confusing to you. There's a lot of visual noise going on, but most of the time you're only using one or two tools, one or two pages at a time. So let's just get started and see how we go. So first of all, you want to be able to get your footage off the device you were filming yourself with, or someone else with. If you're using a phone, if it's an iPhone and you've got a Mac, you could AirDrop it. If you don't have a Mac or an iPhone, you could upload your footage to some cloud software and download it onto your computer. But today, we filmed all our stuff on a camera, and I've got an SD card here, which I will plug into my laptop and grab the footage off. File management is really important. If you've got lots of clips, you'll get really confused if you don't really know where you've saved stuff. So make sure you name things really well. So I'm going to open up a new Finder window, and I'm going to create a new folder called Dan 10min T. And then I'm going to create a new folder inside that called Sony Camera 1. And I'm then going to drag in the footage into that folder. So now we've got the actual footage on our computer, we need to put it into the software. So over here is our clip media bin. We're going to right click and we're going to create a new bin, and we're going to name it Sony Camera 1. And you want to do this for if you've got music, you want to create a music bin, any external audio, create a new bin for that. Just keeping your clips nice and separated just really helps with the process as you go through editing. So we're going to open up that bin. This is where I save the footage. I'm going to drag it in here. It might come up with a box asking if you want to change your project frame rate. 99% of the time you want to say yes to this. So you can drag the clip into the timeline, you can move it around, up and down, add some new layers. Over here we've got our toolbar. So we've got, most of the time you'll be on the selection mode, but you can also click on this blade mode, or the hotkey is B. Press B and you can chop up your clip, and then you can press A again to come back and drag your clips around. It is really worth investing some time into learning the hotkeys. So 90% of the time, mostly what you're going to be doing is grabbing clips from your bins, sticking it in the timeline, chopping them about a bit, and then just moving them into the order that you want to tell your story in. This is the building blocks, the foundation of video editing. It's actually quite simple once you understand how to open up the software and moves a couple of things around. So just to explain a little bit about the timeline, this bottom row here is your audio. If I click play, you'll hear my feet moving around. And this top row is your video. And you can move this thing called the playhead around just to see whereabouts in the clip you are. So you can see as I move it backwards and forwards, I'm moving backwards and forwards in the clip. So that's the main way of you checking where you are on the timeline. There you go, we're going to end this first video there. There's quite a lot of information, so just go have a play. Why don't you go download the software, rewind the video back to any point where you get stuck, go and film a little bit, ingest it into your project and have a go at moving it around. And we'll meet back next time to talk a bit more about the editing process.